This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the Prime Minister announces his intention to step down before Christmas, and it could signal a change for a local MP. An Australian man is charged after crashing a $20 million McLaren sports car in Queenstown. And a successful drifting event held in Dunedin's indoor stadium attracts a whole new following. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Prime Minister John Key stunned the nation by announcing his resignation from the country's top job. He's won 3 terms as Prime Minister and had just celebrated his 10-year anniversary as leader of the National Party. But his resignation may have an impact on a Dunedin-based Member of Parliament.
He's still in the top job, according to the party's website. However, Prime Minister Key told caucus members this morning he's stepping down. Party insiders say it even came as a shock to them. Otago Daily Times political editor Dean McKenzie says the news came as a surprise to many.
I'm sure his caucus colleagues were stunned as well. They would have arrived this morning just for a normal caucus meeting and John Key dropped his bombshell of a resignation on them.
In a media release, the outgoing PM made special mention of his family, saying, "Brona has made a significant sacrifice during my time in politics. And now is the right time for me to take a step back in my career and spend more time at home." Dean McKenzie says the announcement blows open the playing field for next year's general election.
See, I think Labor will be getting a bit of a sniff now of a new leader coming in. It won't be a new leader because everybody will know who the person, but just the shift in dynamics. You know, John Key is hugely popular. Some of that popularity is waning, but he's still massively ahead in preferred Prime Minister stakes. Andrew Little's got a sniff of just getting up a bit higher now in the preferred Prime Minister stakes. I think it's all on for young and old actually. I think if Labor can play the game, you know, him with a bit of a sniff.
Prime Minister John Key has advised the Governor-General that he will resign as Prime Minister on December the 12th. McKenzie says Dunedin's Michael Woodhouse, who currently holds the Revenue, Workplace Safety and Immigration portfolios, will be hot property for those wanting to lead National into the 2017 elections.
Judith Collins would fancy her chances. Stephen Joyce, maybe not as a leader, but he definitely wants to be the leader. Amy Adams, she's been a slow burner, if that's the right phrase for National. A high achiever, but she hasn't got many friends. Simon Bridges was always picked as a future leader when he first came into the National Party. Hasn't really performed well, and I just think it's too soon for him. If Key had got them through the next election, Bridges would have been in with a shot. They need someone experienced, so it's going to be English, Joyce, Collins or Adams, just depending who's got the numbers.
John Key expects the National Party caucus will hold a special meeting on December the 12th to elect a new leader. After that, John Key will travel to Government House to resign as Prime Minister, and he expects the Governor-General will appoint the new Prime Minister soon after. Key says he will remain as the Member of Parliament for Helensville before stepping down closer to the next election, therefore avoiding the cost of a by-election. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Central Otago Lakes Police want to identify the owner of a Toyota Hilux after it was used in a burglary in Palmerston. Police say the engine number has been partially destroyed, while the VIN appears to have been cut out. Detective Alan Lee of Wanaka Police says they've unsuccessfully studied all reported thefts of Toyota Hiluxes across the South Island since January 2015. An expert has identified the body as a Toyota Hilux from between 1996 and 2003, but the wheels are distinctive and it's not known when they were added to the vehicle. An Australian man has been charged with careless driving after crashing a Formula One supercar. The man crashed the $20 million McLaren on the Glenorchy-Queenstown Road on Saturday. The car was part of the inaugural Epic New Zealand Road Tour, paying tribute to the late Bruce McLaren.
Quickly covered with a black McLaren dust cover and taken away from sight, minders tried to keep onlookers and media well away.
Hello, Mina Amso in Queenstown, where the car crash appeared to have happened here on the main state highway heading off to Glenorchy. on Saturday morning. Now the car appeared to have spun off the road and skidded off onto the ditch right here behind me, leaving these skid marks. 63-year-old Barry Lee Fitzgerald of East Melbourne was remanded at large by the registrar at Queenstown District Court this morning. He will be considered for diversion. He was not present in court.
I represent Mr Fitzgerald, whose appearance was dispensed with this morning from the Queenstown District Court. He's been remanded without plea to the 16th of January.
The tour featured 31 McLarens travelling from Auckland to Queenstown, with Saturday's Formula One procession from Queenstown's Hilton Hotel was the final leg. It is not yet known as to how fast the supercar was going at. Police are still investigating the crash. Mina Amso, The South Today.
A new pontoon jetty for boaties should be in place at the Wanaka Marina by the end of the month. There is nothing much to see at present, just some large steel pipes in the marina car park. Queenstown Lakes District Council Deputy Mayor Callum McLeod says he expects work to start this week and for it to be in operation by the end of this month. The jetty will be placed next to the existing boat ramp and will be an important addition for commercial boat charter operators. The council has budgeted $200,000 for the project and awarded the tender to an Auckland company. The two-day D1 NZ National Drifting Championships attracted over 7,000 people to Forsyth Bar Stadium in Dunedin over the weekend. Another 10,000 viewed the high-octane action live online, and organisers say they've gained a whole new following from the Lower South Island.
It's the most prestigious drifting event in the Southern Hemisphere, and for the first time ever it was held indoors. Cars sped around the 320-metre concrete track at speeds in excess of 110 kilometres per hour, side by side, and there was plenty of burning rubber. Organisers say the influx of economic benefits were not just for Dunedin but also for the series. And in the build-up to the event, there was more media coverage for the D1 NZ than any other motorsport in New Zealand.
That's really positive for Dunedin, nationwide exposure for Forsyth Bar in the region. So, crowd came out, they loved it, they interacted with the drivers in the event, the drivers loved it. It was just a really good feeling, no major incidents, and now it's the glorious task of pickup.
The top four battle at the end of the night saw Drew Donovan and Nico Reid go head-to-head, while Darren Kelly met Cole Armstrong. But it was Armstrong who made the perfect start to the championship with his first Pro Series win in a Nissan Skyline 250 GT.
And without a doubt, him and Drew Donovan, who came second, they definitely were the best drivers on the day. They were always door-to-door action, beautiful switches, like synchronised ballet just out there in cars.
It wasn't only fast cars on display, with motorbikes also taking centre stage and giving the crowd a taste of Moto FX. It was the drifting that many had come to watch, and for those new to the sport, it was all explained as the action was underway.
We had to give the 411 on how drifting went, and people, once they understand the technical elements of it and the judges talk through it and the live stream, it was really good. We had over 10,000 people tuning into the live stream, so for us in the region again, that was really cool as well.
This is only the start of the D1 NZ series, and in 4 weeks' time they'll battle it out all over again in Palmerston North. The crew and volunteers spent Saturday night and Sunday breaking up the track that held together so well for the entire event. The concrete was trucked out to get recycled and the plywood sent back to suppliers. But what does that all mean for the grass? Well, that will undergo its annual maintenance ahead of next year's exciting rugby fixtures. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, will beautification to Cromwell's entrance entice visitors to stop and spend? And weather conditions challenge riders in the Three Peaks race.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We're a 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Yes, Sonny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garador.
Welcome back. Changes to Cromwell's front entrance are almost complete. The Central Otago District Council has spent about $770,000 landscaping the ground beneath the town's distinctive big fruit, and it's all in a bid to stop the traffic and get tourists to spend.
They were always eye-catching, but with a new coat of paint and a new grassy landscape all around, they're even more difficult to ignore now.
Hi, I'm Mark Price in Cromwell, here just in time to see the finishing touches being put to the redesign of the land around the town's big fruit.
These two stonemasons have a little bit of Poolburn schist still to add to walls at the entrance to the big fruit, but apart from that and the bit of grass growth to come, the job is pretty much finished. The big fiberglass apple, pear, apricot and nectarine have been a focal point for all traffic passing Cromwell since 1989. The aim of the redevelopment is to divert tourists into the town's business centre.
Cromwell's a great place to drive past, and really, or you can stop and look at the fruit, which is the same as driving past if you don't come in. So now, what we're looking at, the barrier's now removed. People can see there's something there to go and look at, and sure, some will just probably stop and get a photo of the fruit, but hopefully some now will say, oh, it's worth going in there and having a closer look.
The big fruit is opposite the Wooing Tree Vineyard, and workers there today, when prompted, did wonder why a bunch of grapes was not part of the big fruit.
Yeah, grapes and cherries, they're the two fruit that are missing. The reality is what's there is relevant. It's part of our history. And you know, you can take the view that you could add a grape, you can add a cherry, but someone needs to find the money for that. And at this stage we're saying, well, we think the ratepayer money is better off spent on some other things. And you might even question saying, well, do you need to have a grape and a cherry?
The big fruit's huge sealed car park was still off limits today, but over summer is expected to get plenty of use by tourists stopping for a close-up look and a little shopping. I'm Mark Price for the South Today.
It was a slide to the finish line for competitors in the weekend's Three Peaks Enduro mountain bike race. The event involves 6 timed stages over 2 days around the 3 main peaks which overlook Dunedin, and riders were able to successfully complete all stages of the trail thanks to well-timed brakes and the weather.
Slipping and sliding down the trail at breakneck speed. It takes a certain kind of competitor to cross the finish line first, taking half the track with them.
Are your bike's looking like it's seen the rounds today?
Had a bit of mud on it.
A bit of it, been through the mill?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of Dunedin goodness on it.
Mount Cargill, Flagstaff and Signal Hill all saw plenty of action this weekend as an international pool of top bikers took off for the Enduro Challenge. The ride came down to two contenders for the winner's spot, defending champion Joe Nation and his closest rival, up-and-coming junior rider Ben Friel.
Yeah, apart from a few hiccups, it was fine, so yeah, hopefully sitting pretty good for tomorrow to try and defend it. Even Nation, a seasoned rider, didn't escape a few thrills and spills. Yeah, no, it's just a clip of the tree, so it's nothing major.
Race founder and former New Zealand Olympic team rider Kashi Lukes says with the event in its 5th year, mountain biking is now the most popular form of racing in New Zealand.
The calibre of those riders seems to be going up each year, and in particular this year it's jumped up again, and I think that's due to being an Enduro World Series qualifier event this year. So what that means is that riders here get points, and that helps them to qualify for the World Series races.
In the end, no one could touch Nation, who shaved more than a minute off the time of runner-up Friel as he glided home for the finish. The women's race title was taken out by Renee Wilson. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we take a look at the action from Dunedin's Santa Parade and we'll check out weather conditions for Tuesday.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Welcome back. Thousands of children lined the streets of towns around the Lower South Island to get a glimpse of the Jolly Man in Red over the weekend. Annual Santa parades were held in Dunedin, Invercargill and Balclutha, and it's a timely reminder to parents that it's not long until Santa and his elves have to get to work.
St Nicholas took a tiki tour around the south over the weekend. He first touched down in Balclutha on Saturday morning, with many locals lining the streets, before surviving a rainy Invercargill Christmas parade later that day. It's understood Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt was a feature of the parade with his now trusty scooter. Mr S. Claus touched down in Dunedin, with George Street lined by excited children ready and waiting to see some well-known characters glide into the octagon. 80 floats took part in Dunedin, and in what has been described as a Christmas miracle, with heavy grey clouds not amounting to anything except a few spots of rain. The usual suspects took part in the parade, including a flotilla of emergency services vehicles, with fire, ambulance and police all taking part. Popular favourites, including the Flintstones and Barbie, along with characters from movies including Cars, were a hit with kids of all ages. And then, of course, bringing up the tail, the big guy in the red suit brought the parade to a close. Thousands of people enjoyed a stroll down the middle of Dunedin's George Street after Santa and the reindeer headed off across the octagon. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Prime Minister John Key has stunned the nation by announcing his resignation, which may mean a rise in the ranks for Dunedin MP Michael Woodhouse. An Australian man is being charged with careless driving after crashing a Formula One supercar worth $20 million in Queenstown. And the two-day D1 NZ National Drifting Championships attracted over 7,000 people to Forsyth Bar Stadium in Dunedin over the weekend. It is time now to find out what's going to be inside the pages of Tuesday's Otago Daily Times. We're joined by Phil Somerville. Good evening.
Yes, hi. Well, of course, on the front page and inside the pages is John Key, his remarkable story and the elbowing to be his successor. That's starting already, and Dean McKenzie, our very experienced political writer, has seen a bit over the years, and he's got lots of observations to make, and there'll be lots of stories and pictures. Colin James on the opinion page, he's been a leading figure observing politics for 40 years and certainly shocked him as it did everyone else. Nearly every Prime Minister, our leader, has been pushed out, but John Key appears to have gone without of his own accord, so that really makes a change. Travel pages tomorrow, becoming very popular on barge travelling through Europe. The canals and rivers of Europe are becoming popular with people from certainly Australia and New Zealand. The bus hub, that would have caught a few people by surprise this morning, I think.
Definitely.
Certainly dramatic changes to Great King Street, and one or two retailers are upset about things being blocked and so on. So there's a lot more to run on that, and we'll see as the week goes on, different reactions and costs and possibilities and feedback. Schools, a couple of school items. Carisbrook Heights School has been closed. It used to be Carlton School. It's a satellite school of Bathgate. Had about 60 odd pupils. It's down to 20. Some parents are a bit upset about that. And the Queen's High Principal, she's only been there a couple of years, but she stood down, and so next year they'll be looking for a successor.
Lots and lots of change in the paper tomorrow.
Indeed.
With that one. Thank you, Phil. That's tomorrow's ODT. And it's time now for tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
Here is our southern view is taken of another stunning day on Lake Wakatipu. What the heck is that out there in the water? It's its own monster. Looking at the situation, and a warmer nor'west flow is increasing at present, but a front will move over us on Wednesday, and that's going to bring some rain. Boo-hoo. Nor'westers with high cloud tomorrow for Balclutha and the Catlins, both on 20 degrees. Rain later in the day for Gore and Lumsden with nor'westers and 17 degrees apiece. To the towns on the central and southern lakes areas, cloudy with nor'westers for Alexandra and Queenstown, also Wanaka. Rain for Te Anau with nor'westers there and a high of 16. To Oamaru, we're expecting nor'westers and high cloud. It's the same story for Timaru tomorrow with a high of 26. Omarama is in for cloudy weather with nor'westers, as is Twizel, both on 19 degrees. And Dunedin tonight remaining fine with a very pleasant low of 12 degrees. Tomorrow sunny periods, nor'westers and a high of 20. And on Wednesday, cloud increasing with showers developing in the afternoon, sou'westers as well and a high of 18. And in Invercargill tonight, cloud increasing with a low of 11. Tomorrow cloudy with scattered light rain, nor'westers easing, more persistent rain developing at night and a high of 17. And on Wednesday, cloudy with showers and sou'westers and a high of 15. And that is news from around the south for Monday. But before we go tonight, we're going to show you some highlights of the Santa parades from around the regions. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.